Welcome to the D&D world.
Hey internet, what's going on? I am Alekazam and I am here with nothing. There's nothing happening. This is literally a video to explain my failure. So, here's the deal. I went and I recorded an episode of the Divinity Lone Wolf playthrough, but I forgot to change the audio output, so there was no sound. I could post the video as is, or I could maybe even play it and record over it, and that might be interesting to do. Maybe I'll do that later on. No, I don't think I'll do that, because it's one of those things where if I do something like that, I'm going to do a little more editing and cut things and make it interesting, fast, like just not necessarily a I fucked up, here's some commentary. But so let me just tell you what ended up happening. The video originally, it probably only would have been about 3 minutes long. I died in 3 minutes. Basically, I got into combat, I killed a healing person, and then I killed the person they were healing. And after that happened, I was basically pulled in for questioning because this guy was like, "You murdered these people," and I was like, "No, that was clearly someone else." Yeah. And wouldn't you fucking know it, they didn't believe me. So I got into a fight with this guard, and I wrecked this guy. I mean, he's down to next to no life, but I was getting a little greedy and impatient because I wanted to get to the boss fight that I wanted to see, because I wanted this to be one of my last episodes in the series, if not the last episode in the series, just because I just genuinely wanted to move on. It's the holidays. I wanted to try I know it's D&D December, but I wanted to do like a Christmas game. I'll still do like a D&D December video if I could think of a topic. There's still plenty of things I want to talk about, but I just genuinely want to branch out a bit from this, because it is, as I record this, the 19th of December, so about 3 weeks of straight D&D videos during the holidays is a lot of work, and it's rough. I just want to do something stupid, really dumb, stupid, not even care. So basically what ends up happening is I got impatient because of all that, and I wanted to throw the poison bottle in my inventory at the guy and hopefully damage him with a ton of poison damage. It would have made sense. He would have died in enough time, because he chose to retreat, if I didn't say that already. So he basically jumped away, got super far from me, and I got nothing out of it. He then, fired his shots at me, and I was like, oh, crap, well, I could get to him. I'll still win the fight, but for the sake of argument, I'm going to try to throw this potion. And I went to throw the poison at him, and my guy just goes, I had like 10 HP left. My next turn, my turn ended at that point. His turn, he didn't even kill me. He shot me once and missed. Then he knocked me over. And then I took a little bit of damage from that, and then he ended his turn. And on my turn, I died from poison. And that's how he died. So then I said, you know what? Okay, fuck it. Let's go ahead. We'll go in there, and I'll, a 3-minute episode, that's nothing. I'll go try to kill that boss just to see what would have happened. And I, immediately died. There was nothing I could do. I used everything in my power. He was too much. I didn't have enough armor, basically, is what it boiled down to. Did I do anything else? I told the story of my very first D&D session, more or less how I got into D&D, because I think it's humorous that this is basically what ended up happening. So I'll tell it again here. My big group of friends that I had in my middle school years were getting into D&D, and they invited me to come play. And at first I was a little nervous about it, because anything I knew about D&D was all of the chick track style things, where it's like, this game is the devil, only evil people play. If you're a good person, you won't do that. So I was like, didn't even want to try to get involved. But I asked my dad. I was like, hey, listen, these are good people. Is D&D bad? And he's like, no, go play. And I'm like, okay. So I went and I joined my friends, and I don't remember the whole party, but this was when I had my elven barbarian. I think his name is Quentin. and we had specifically, I remember we had a dwarven fighter, and my friend made this dwarven fighter because, and I quote, "I want to be a drunk man all the time." And drunk man all the time he was. So what he ended up doing was we were in this tavern learning about whatever, just trying to get rest and, you know, be people again. And he just goes, "Am I drunk yet?" And the DM goes, "Roll me a Constitution save." So he did, and he was, and it was hilarious because he ended up getting so drunk that he ended up getting us kicked out. Now my character, I didn't know what a barbarian was. I didn't know what I was. I was just like along for the ride at this point. And I was afraid to like get in trouble. I wanted to be a hero. I didn't want to be a bad person. In my mind, at the age of like 12, drinking made you a bad person. Because, you know, if you're from my generation, all you heard was, "Don't drink, don't smoke cigarettes, you'll die, and you'll kill everyone you love. It's bad." And the truth is, cigarettes are awful for you, and drinking in moderation is not a bad thing, kids. There you go. Anyway, so, you know, his character's drunk as all hell. Some of the other characters are a little drunk. They're rowdy. We get kicked out of the bar. He's so drunk and so rambunctious that he starts to make enough noise where we're worried the guards are going to come. So we're like, "Hey, buddy, calm down. Don't, you know." And he goes, Nah, don't even worry about that. I got this." And we were like, "What do you mean?" And he just starts shouting, "Come on out, you motherfuckers!" And, you know, freaking out or whatever. And we're just like, "Dude, shut the fuck up. Oh my god, we're in so much trouble." And this old lady opens the window and shouts at him. So he takes out his crossbow and fires it at her. Thank God he missed. He shot like the potted plant or something. But it made enough noise when it hit the ground and shattered that the guards did come. And we ran like babies. Now again, I didn't really learn what a barbarian was because I didn't read the book at all. I read, you know, okay, cool, so he can use big swords and weapons, and he's all around good at combat. That's what I want. I want somebody who would be in your face in combat when I need it to be. I didn't look at it as he's a barbarian, he lives for this stuff. I looked at it as he's a dude who can fight stuff, which why I didn't choose a fighter. I think my friends were like, "We already have one, be a barbarian." So the guards ended up chasing us around, and I ended up, you know, basically just getting into combat for the first time and learning how to play and seeing that D&D wasn't all evil, and learning that night that drinking did get us into trouble, but it was hilarious trouble. I really didn't mind it so much anymore, and I kind of grew up a little bit because of that, and it was really interesting, and it helped form who I am as a person today. So that was kind of what I got into, and it is kind of funny that I went from being like, "Oh man, D&D, I heard only bad people do that," and "Oh man, drinking, only bad people drink," to like, whatever. Like, it's all the same. Don't even worry about it. Oh man, all in one night. Like, that game really is. It's just such a great game. Anyway, so I just want to apologize for making you guys miss me have the worst play ever in history, just due to an audio hookup, and I couldn't recreate it if I tried. Like, everything I did, it was just so like bad. Yeah, bad. But yeah, I guess just thank you guys so much for your understanding, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.